Alright then, Helldivers, I cannot believe that after weeks and weeks of waiting and multiple complaints towards Shamshurjani, Baskinator, the community team, the Arrowhead as a whole, we have been asking, and after the days of silence, we finally received what we've been looking for. We have received a message from Baskinator regarding incoming support informer for new patch that will fix a lot, and I mean a lot of things. And at the end of the video, we are going to go over what's going on inside of the galactic map. Let's jump right in and see what's going on in the world of Helldivers 2. We have a message from Baskinator, support incoming. Surprise! We pushed hard yesterday and I'm happy to announce we've released the patch featuring balancing, fixing and optimizations. Full notes available in patch note updates. We're gonna go exactly what's coming inside of the game because hell am I excited, and I'm sure you guys are too. The patch overview states, Freedom's greetings Helldivers. This update focuses on what matters most right now, making Helldivers 2 feel better to play. We've overhauled how we approach patching to better target the pain points you've shared with us. That means more focus on stability, balance and the issues that affect your experience the most. Over 200 bugs have been fixed, along with the key balance updates and quality of life improvements. For a deeper look, check out Leonard's and Nicholas' video breakdown. While new features are coming, this patch marks a big step forward, both in the game itself and in how we work to improve it. More refinements are already on their way. This is a great news, as we have been praying for bugs and performance to be in a better spot. 200 bugs have been fixed. That is an insane number of in-game rectifications, and I cannot wait to see what that's going to look like. We also have a video from the developers, from Leonard and Nicholas, who are fantastic at delivering messages to the community. I'm gonna leave the video to their breakdown of the patch in the description down below. We have a very lengthy list of things to go over, so I apologize if this video is a little bit too long, but there is a massive amount of information to go over. I'm gonna go over the most important points, and I'm going to leave you the link to the patch notes in the description down below as well. Starting off with light versus medium penetrating weapons. Light and medium penetration weapons now offer more distinct advantages. Light penetration weapons generally deal a higher percentage of their total damage against durable enemies, differentiating them more clearly from medium armor penetration options. Essentially, the light armor weapons deal more damage, but they cannot penetrate the armor, and medium penetration armor can penetrate the armor but deal less damage. SMGs and pistols, as they have been adjusted to emphasize their role as close quarter weapons. Close range damage has been increased and damage fall-off has been increased to reinforce their short range combat identity. Makes perfect sense to me. When it comes to melee weapons and throwables, melee weapons and throwables have been improved to make each feel more impactful and unique in their function. Again, I agree with this 100%, although I would still prefer melee weapons to have their own slot. And when it comes to the resupply rack, you guys are going to be absolutely happy with this one. The resupply rack is not climbable anymore. How many times have we been swarmed by the Illuminates, by the Terminids, by the automatons, only because instead of picking up the ammo, we accidentally ended up on top of the resupply rack, and that has affected our movement massively. This fix alone is insanely good one, and I am so happy that this is finally not available to climb. There is loads of information to go over, so I'm just gonna go over the weapons that I think have made the most significant difference. The SG-8P Punisher Plasma, the weapon forgotten by the majority of the community. I don't think I have seen anybody in my lobby this year using this weapon. Damage projectile decreased from 100 to 0. Fantastic. And damage explosion increased from 150 to 225, essentially making this weapon more explosive, which is absolutely fantastic one. AR-32 pacifier, damage increase from 50 to 55, and stun value projectile increase from 1.5 to 2, making the pacifier probably a best stun weapon in the game right now. It already looks amazing, it was already pretty good, and now it's even better, so definitely check this one out. Additionally, the one that really caught my eye is the PLAS-39 accelerator rifle. Extra spare magazines increased from 8 to 12, and ergonomics increased from 40 to 60. The only thing I am disappointed in is the fact that there is only still 3 rounds in each magazine. However, developers wanted to make it as close to the original weapon from Killzone as they possibly could, so I understand why this decision has been made. Moving on to the sidearm weapons, when it comes to the melee weapons, they all had significant damage increase, which I'm sure more of you guys will be more interested in using the melee weapons inside of the game. And also P92 Warrant, the drag has been increased from 0.3 to 0, and gravity multiplier decreased from 1 to 0.3. Very good changes. This weapon, from what I understand, is going to be much more accurate. When it comes to throwables, this is the one that is very interesting, the TED63 Dynamite. Damage increased from 700 to 1000, armor penetration increased from medium to heavy, demolition strength increased from 30 to 40, stagger increased from 30 to 40, and uses decreased from 4 to 3. So this is a little bit of a nerf. However, the big one about this grenade in particular, it can destroy Bile Titan nests. This is great. We have another type of weapon that can destroy those pesky nests, preventing Bile Titans from swarming you every 5 seconds. This is a great change. I am definitely going to be using this one against the Terminates a lot more. The G7 Pineapple Shrapnel Explosion increased from 7 to 18. That is a massive jump, and that will definitely feel amazing inside of the game. And G50 Seeker, higher priority for flying enemies, higher target priority for marked target, and damage increased from 400 to 500. It will be particularly useful against flying enemies such as Shriekers, gunships, and those pesky elevated overseers. So we finally have a grenade that is very good for countering flying enemies, which is great. When it comes to the stratagems, the anti-material rifle has been one of those weapons requested by the community to be buffed, and indeed it has, as the damage has been increased from 120 to 225, increase in magazines from 4 to 5, and then increase in spare magazines from 6 to 8. This is another very good one. I'm sure a lot of you guys that enjoy being a sniper will love this stratagem once again. And the one that again caught my eye is MS-11 Solo Silo. Had mixed opinions when it comes to the solo silo, but the health has been increased from 800 to 1500. Enemies will not attack it, which is a very big one. Increased demolition strength needed to destroy it. You as a player still have a capability to destroy the solo silo, but it will take slightly longer. One thing that I was hoping for them to do with the solo silo is decrease its cooldown time. However, we did not get this one, but you never know, we might get it soon. When it comes to enemies, there is actually quite to go over, as their flesh mobs, if you target their faces, they will deal extra damage to its main health, effectively creating weak spot. I already thought that shooting at the heads of the flesh mob is a weak spot. Turns out it wasn't. But also its main health has been decreased by 1000, which is a great change, and it's slightly less vulnerable to fire to balance the health decrease, which is fair enough. I don't really use fire weapons a lot. This is not going to affect me, but I'm sure this is a very good change for many of you Helldivers out there. Elevated Overseer, like I said before, a pesky enemy type. Main health decreased from 600 to 450, and a lot of different parts have also received a nerf, which is a very, very good change. Slight increase on how easy it is to set on fire. We have Leviathan changes, the return of the almighty weapon of the Illuminate, Leviathan, now equipped with beam-based weaponry. And from what you can see on the screen right now, this beam-based weaponry looks insane. Leviathan still looks powerful. I want to see inside of the game how this will affect the gameplay. And a big change as well, they will not show up in missions outside of the cities. They are designed specifically for the city missions, which is a good news because you will have a lot of cover to counter this absolute monstrosity. When it comes to Terminate, Rupture Strain enemies, updated textures for all Rupture Strain enemies for better readability, return of the Rupture Strain, something that we've been waiting over 5 weeks for, and they are finally back. But the one that I'm sure you guys are mostly interested in is the Dragon Roaches. A spawn rate has been decreased, 50% lower on level 5 and 6, 40% lower on level 7, 8, 9, and 33% lower on difficulty 10. Spawn rate of the Dragon Roaches has been a very requested thing by the community to be dealt with, and it has been dealt with from my initial reaction very, very effectively. Destruction of the wings results in an instant termination of the dragon. We wanted this, we asked for this, and we finally got this. Wings have now their own health pool of 4,000, which is actually quite big, but the wings are only light armor penetration. It is gonna take a little bit to destroy the wings, but once the wing is destroyed, the dragon goes down. That's what we wanted, and that's what we got. Increased how much damage wings take from explosion. And finally, when it comes to automatons, the base alarming feature. Automaton troopers in bases will require better visual confirmation before calling in reinforcements instead of calling them immediately. The automaton responsible for calling in reinforcements now need to see the Helldiver with its own eyes in order to identify the intrusion and call for reinforcements, which is great, as often when you attacked the base, you could just see a SOS flare in the air before the main force of automatons could even see you. So I see this as a very positive change. And the one that you guys requested probably the most when it comes to automatons is the War Strider. Shoots 2 fewer grenades per salvo, shoots grenades less often, removed ragdolling from its projectile explosions, and the biggest one for you guys, added a weak spot aim for the eyes and an event on the back. War Strider has now got weak points, which is exactly what you guys wanted. When it comes to stratagem fixes, fixed an issue where Helldivers were unable to call down stratagems in the objective area of the Nuke Nursery Cave mission. This is the one that I wanted to be fixed since the Into the Unjust update has came out, and I am happy with this one 100%. Fixed an issue with the B100 portable hellbomb stratagem, sometimes falling on cave roofs in a destroy Sporlung mission. Fixed an issue with the drill objective stratagem, sometimes landing in unintended places, such as on top of the caves in Nuke Nursery Hive World mission. Again, this allows us to actually complete the mission, which is very, very good news. And when it comes to crash fixes, fix the rare crash occurring when fighting Illuminate. I noticed that my biggest amount of crashes came from the Illuminate faction, and I am so glad that this one is finally rectified. Many of you guys were complaining about the bugs inside the weapon customization menu, and it looks like crash that could happen when scrolling through the weapon customization menu is now fixed. So a lot of you guys that like to modify your weapons on regular basis, you guys can finally do this in peace. There is a lot of miscellaneous fixes, but the one that is most important to me is reduce the chance of the extraction shuttle clipping through terrain. Very good change. However, what concerns me is the fact that it says reduced instead of fixed, so this could potentially still happen, but I have a very big hope that this fix will be rectified completely very, very soon, as I want this bug to disappear from the game completely. And when it comes to optimization, which have been mentioned by the Baskonator a day before this patch came out, There is a lot in here to take in. The one that you guys are going to be very excited about is the improved audio performance. What that exactly entails, I'm not exactly sure, but there has been a lot of sound issues when it comes to the voice lines inside of the game, the silent charges, and much more. So I think if those two big issues have been rectified, the game is going to be a lot more immersive and a lot less annoying. Optimizations overall, they give us an information that they are focusing on particles and shaders, which are the very big things when it comes to game running smoothly, and hopefully this will cause a lot less freezes and crashes. This update to me seems like an absolutely, and I mean absolutely amazing one. A lot of fixes, a lot of things that we as a community wanted to hear, and we have finally received it. So well done, Arrowhead. Please keep updates like that coming on regular basis. Stay on top of those fixes, and we as a Helldivers community, we are going to enjoy the game like we used to at the very beginning. Let's have a look at this Galactic War, because there has been a lot of developments through the past few days. As Hellmire, and with it the Outpost Alpha, has once again been under attack. At the beginning of this liberation, we have struggled as we had a lot of Helldivers focusing on the other parts of this major order, but later down the line we have decided to shift our focus onto the Hellmire, and a day later it has been taken back by the Helldivers. After retaking Outpost Alpha and Hellmire itself, we shifted our focus to the planet of Errata Prime. This one has been a very successful campaign with 3 megacities taken back, and we have liberated this planet very quickly after Hellmire campaign. With that being said, the only planet that we need to solidify in this major order is the planet of Estanu, and it looks like we are doing so well. By the time you are watching this video, this planet is probably already taken. The major order looks really good, and we are well on the way to celebrate Liberty Day the way we want to. Or do we? As we have received one more development inside of the Galactic War that is quite concerning. As gloom spread once again has been detected. Gloom spores have been detected in the atmosphere of Gakrux. As Terminids invade the planet, if the planet falls, it may become enveloped by the gloom. Which means, Helldivers, once you liberate Estanu, Helldivers to Gakrux. I repeat, Helldivers to Gakrux. So many interesting things are going on in the world of Helldivers 2 right now. This is absolutely incredible development inside of Arrowhead and inside of the game itself. I apologize, this video is a lot longer than usually, but there is so many fantastic things that had to be spoken about. Once again, guys, I invite you to my Discord. It is in the description below. We're gonna go over some very interesting points inside of the Galactic War map, as well as you can chat about whatever you want. Link in the description below. Thank you so much, guys. As always, smash the beautiful like, subscribe if you want to see more. I'm Krennic, and I will see you guys on a battlefield.